Hi guys, my name is Nonima Tigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about Muzi Sibiya and how sharp he is in that witness box. That's what I want us to go through. It's been a while since I said to you guys, if you are here and you are new here, please make sure you are subscribed. Please make sure you are liking the videos. Please make sure you are sharing the videos. Please make sure you are doing all of that. Support the channel in any way you know how. Please, 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 please. That way you are helping this channel to grow financially and in numbers. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now, let's talk about how sharp Moose is. I have noticed some trend in that guy. There is a trend. There is a lot of things that he's doing so right. So right. He's so accurate about them. And he's been consistent about all of that. And what do I think of him? But first, let's get through to what I put down. So number one of the things that I think that are helping Muzi a lot, preparation by legal team. It looks like it's top notch. If he has anything to go by is his mind, right? He's very smart. So I think Musi is sharp-minded. Yes. Did I say Musi? Nisi, the advocate that is representing him. His counsel is very sharp also. So that coaching that they did, obviously, there is coaching that they did. He did well with Musi because, damn, the guy is on point. The guy is showing signs of intelligence, signs of the coaching, yes, is there, but the way he's grasping on it, yes, 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 the way he grasped all of that is on point. And also he's naturally sharp, you can see, well prepared and experienced in handling pressure. And there's a few factors that we must also consider. Okay, so I've got about 5 or 4 things that I've jotted down. So he has a good lawyer, and then he has prepped him well thoroughly on what to expect when it comes to the courtroom and what potential traps that could come and how to respond without incriminating himself. Damn, damn. So that makes him seem extremely ready, even under tricky situations, under tricky questioning, and he's doing very well, in my opinion. The second thing is that he does have personal experience and he's also intelligent, of course, because some people just have a knack of for thinking on their feet. I think he's like that, reading intentions and giving calm, precise answers. This makes those people appear coached even if they are not. He's good, guys. Like he's so sharp. She's so great. The third thing is that prison influence. He is staying in prison, of course. In some high-profile cases, prisoners do receive advice from other inmates, especially if those inmates have legal knowledge or have been through similar situations. But it's hard to prove that without evidence. But I'm telling you, I think Muzi gets training in those prisons. I think they are coaching him also. They are adding value to what Muzi has done. If there is no prosecutor in that courtroom, I guess those prisoners are also sharp. Damn. If there is no lawyer in that in that prison cell that he lives in, damn, they are also sharp because damn you, Malina, Muzi can do the things. Muzi can do the things that make the things to happen. Shabet, he's great. He's so good. Thirdly, psychological tactics. Well, you have seen it yourselves. You have seen it yourselves. He is very alert to tricky questions and answering strategically can also be a survival mechanism. He may have learned from past interrogations and confessions what works best. So he has been in that stand. He learned what has happened before, all the triggering that happens when it comes to that. So yes, coaching is possible, but it's not the only explanation. A sharp mind under pressure, careful prep, and legal guidance can make someone look extremely ready on the stand. That's what's happening with Muzi Dasekai. That is exactly how it's happening. And also, he stays sharp and handles tricky cross-examination questions. And I guess it's a bit of psychology, strategy, and preparation. He is always prepared CBI is always prepared, guys, for Baloyi. And even Baloyi gets shocked so many times. He's been so shocked so many times. Number one of those things is that he stays calm under pressure. Why does it matter that he stays calm? Because prosecutors often use tone, pauses, or interruptions to fluster a witness. And that's a tactic that they use all the time. It happens. I suppose Umuzi takes a deep breath when he's about to do anything, pause before answering, keep his answers short and factual. Here and there, he will go and do the long explanations. That prevents him from baiting him into speculation or emotional responses. He's good. He's good. Number two, knowing the case inside out. Umuzi was taking notes when his name was mentioned. He had a book and a pen. He would take notes when Mohola was on the witness box, when Mohane was on the witness box, when Abo Jonathan, Butelezi, Lesterin, whatever that guy, all of them. He was, when Gininda, he was taking notes to make sure that he is knowing what they said about him to prepare himself. The way also Baloyi was doing cross-examination, he was also there, very present. So he knows how to anticipate Baloyi's questions. Okay, he is familiar with the evidence, the witness statements, and legal angles that are used by Baloyi in that courtroom. Very much present, Umuzi, with those notes. He reads them. He did not just take them. And also, the tactics that are used, cross-examiners often try to catch you off guard with contradictions or minor details by preemptively knowing the case inside out. Then Umuzi responds quickly and confidently without needing to improvise too much. He's busy. He knows what he's doing. The third thing, he's using neutral, non-committal answers. That's what he does. I don't remember. It's been long. I'm a person, I forget. Prosecutors sometimes ask leading or loaded questions to trap a witness. Tactic that Umuzi uses, he gives answers that are factual and neutral, avoiding speculation. For instance, yes, I was there. Instead of doing that, I don't recall being present at the exact moment. And he's not sure, staying truthful while avoiding pitfalls, because that's what Baloyi catches on. That's what Baloyi catches on. Number four, recognizing tricky questions. He specializes in this, guys. Umuzi specializes in this. Why this matters. Some questions are designed to make a witness contradict themselves or admit something indirectly. Umuzi is very sharp when it comes to this. His tactic, sharp witnesses often listen to the full question carefully, sometimes repeating it mentally or out loud to spot hidden traps. This allows him to answer safely without getting caught in contradictions. That's what he does. Or he will ask them to repeat the question for him. He's very sharp. The other thing, preparing with lawyers, legal teams are often run mock cross-examination before the trial. I believe this happened for him too. The tactic that they deal with is they practice tricky questions, objection strategies, phrasing to make sure the witness can answer consistently under pressure. And it's possible that Umuzi has rehearsed a wide range of scenarios. He knows Baloyi inside out. He has seen him. He has been there for 2 years, so he understands. The other thing, number 6, reading the prosecutor's intent. Experienced witnesses can sense when the lawyer is trying to provoke, confuse, or pressure him. Yesterday, he did that. He saw it. He might subtly adjust tone, pace, or body language to show confidence and deflect manipulation without actually arguing. He did. He does it. Number 7, memory anchoring. Cross-examiners can ask details that are easily misremembered. Tactic using anchors like dates, locations, or documented evidence helps him answer accurately. Even if his memory is fuzzy, he can reference facts safely rather than guessing. So that's what Umuzi is dealing with here. One of the other things that Umuzi specific tricks that prosecutors might be using on him, that he deals with them perfectly. Leading questions. Baloyi will try to trick him, and Muzi, when he wants Muzi to say yes or no, to imply guilty of some sort in something, then this is how Muzi dodges those things. He answers factually without confirming assumptions. I don't know if you guys have noticed that about him. Second thing, loaded questions. The trick in that, so you lied to the police when you said this, right? Or Baloyi will go and say, so you are denying or you are distancing yourself from Gomezulu's propositions, all of those things. Umuzike knows how to dodge all of that. He is always neutral, non-committing phrasing. He does not, he will come, he never says, I distance that. He will say, Mgomezulu put it that way. I don't know how he understood me when we were talking about it. Like, the guy is all right. He's awoke, guys. The third thing, contradiction traps. The trick there, Baloyi is using prior statements against him. Earlier you said, now you say, why are you changing this? Blah, 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 blah. How is Muzi dodging all of that? He refers to context and specifics to explain differences. So he will say, I've been saying this, kade ngathi, kade ngichaza, kade eating pinde. Yo, my goodness, the guy is on point about what he does in that courtroom. And number 4, rapid fire questions. The trick in that from Baloyi, asking multiple questions quickly to confuse or force a slip up. Umuzi dodges him even in this. He pauses, listens carefully, and answer one question at a time. He does that. And then he will say, repeat for me. And that one, it's slowing down now. Number 5, emotional provocation. Damn, Baloyi. He uses a tone or a body language or insinuations to provoke anger or frustration from Muzi's side. How does Muzi dodge him when he's doing that? He maintains calm, measures responses, often ignoring provocations. He is excellent. He's a good witness, in my view, when it comes to that. And number 6, hypothetical scenarios. If you had done blah, blah, would blah, blah, blah happen. The goal there for Baloyi is to make him admit fault in a scenario he did not experience. And I like how Muzi dodges him, clearly distinguishes reality from hypotheticals. And he will say, don't put thoughts on my mind. I will be able to think about it myself. And when you are doing that, you are trying to say things that you are coming out with wrong conclusions. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then number 7, Baloyi trying to catch minor inaccuracies. Damn. And then like yesterday, okay, trick from Baloyi, focus on minor discrepancies to discredit him entirely. Muzi acknowledges the minor differences without letting them overshadow the bigger picture. I loved it yesterday, guys. I loved it yesterday when he did it. Baloyi tried to trigger him when Baloyi he was asking about TRT police and traffic cops, the EMPD, and Muzi said TRT. I guess he is using that. At first, it's possible that he thought it's the same name, but Muzi said the TRT and then said no, the EMPD, the traffic cop. So the traffic cops ended, he was making a mistake, and Baloyi tried to, and Muzi was like, no, this is what I'm saying. Why did you deny? And he's like, no, slip of the tongue, Nisi said, and then Baloyi said, Nisi's answering for Muzi, but Muzi maintained his cool and gave his answer and looked forward. I was so impressed with him. So yes, I'm saying Muzi is getting coaching. Not only did he get coaching from Advocate Nisi, but he also gets coaching every day after. I don't know whether perhaps the prisoners who are behind, when he leaves them there, they watch the case, there's a possibility. I'm not sure, but I think they do. The way he comes sharp every morning, I think they do. What are your thoughts? Drop your comment in the comment section. I want to hear, what are you thinking? Do you think Muzi is getting coaching there in the prison cells or what? Because I think he does. I can't prove it, but I think he does. Let's talk with comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. Do enjoy your Friday. It's a fabulous Friday, Gesana, and it's the end of the week. And it's been 2 weeks since Muzi has been on the stand with Advocate Baloyi, and I don't think it's going to be the last day. I'll be surprised if it becomes one. What are your thoughts?